everyone would please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's great to have a couple visitors this evening. Obviously, Greg is out in the field, and he did leave us with an administrator report, so we will be going over that later. I'm not going to get too far without his keys.
Oh my. You left on who's first?
Was it Chuck?
I don't know.
Okay. Melanie is out this evening, so we're thankful that Haley is helping us out on that aspect as well. So, Haley, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bumble?
Here.
Mr. Basic?
Here.
Mrs. Sensabaker?
Here.
Mrs. Gill?
Here.
Mrs. Clyde?
Here.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Here.
In front of you, you have the minutes from September 8th on pages 2 through 5. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Oh, second.
Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, then would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Sensabaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Yes.
And they were able to get the month of June closed. So on page 6, we have the June 2025 bank reconciliation.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 2025 bank rec. Second.
Did you second, Sarah?
I did.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I have good notes too. Thank you. Any questions? Would you please
How is she coming with trying to get that all fixed and caught up?
She is almost done with July, so she's about $30 off.
Okay. So she's moving forward, but it's taken some time.
It's annoying, especially when you're not the one that had at it.
So any other questions? If not, then would you call that roll?
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Sensabaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Yes.
And then the June 2025 vouchers are on pages 7 through 16.
Make a motion to approve June's vouchers.
Second.
Any questions? Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Sensabaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Yes.
Okay, and finally, 25 gas and ERUs.
Make a motion to approve the June 2025 gas ERUs.
Second.
Any questions? And Haley, would you please call that?
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Sensabaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Glenn or Madison, do either one of you want to
I'm good.
give a speech tonight, or? Okay.
Madison's here in representation this morning.
Okay. Thank you. We have lots of committee reports, and we'll start with Haley's, the Park and Recs. They were passed out on a single sheet.
There's really nothing to touch on. We do have our 3 options for that Park District grant that you can see there. We did discuss the pool and changes for next year, but we're going to meet probably November sometime once we get all of the totals from the attendance, the bills, expenses and revenue. I think those are the two biggest things that need reviewed.
And those grants were turned into the park district, so we haven't heard anything back yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the Parks and Recs meeting minutes.
Sorry, Beth.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Blair?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mike, PMP?
So the September 16th, 2025 PMP Chief's report, Jeremy was present, provided a run summary to the board, reported that August was a little slower, reported that he may be switching EMS product suppliers to achieve a better rate on the supplies. He's looking into continuing to purchase medications through Wood County Hospital as they give us a good rate, and they're easily accessible. Reported that one full-time medic will be leaving his full-time position. Jeremy plans to work his hours that cannot be filled with our other medics at this point in time. He just wanted to make sure the board was aware that he has some surgery planned in October and in November, and will do his best to have a medic on each call. And reported that he does have another medic who's interested in part-time employment, which may consider full-time. He plans to fill this medic position as soon as he can with the best candidate.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Mike? I do want to share, they had their big celebration here.
Yes.
And if you didn't see this, I'll pass it around.
Oh.
Mike made these, and they're really, really nice. And since I showed up, I was able to
Get one.
Onto one, yes.
They're really nice.
Yeah, he would just pass it around. So, thank you for that.
Yep.
They also, thank you to Haley. These were on top of the cupcakes. She kept telling me she was designing something for on top of cupcakes, and all I could think of was those little ones where you would run them through at the bakery and they put this picture, like, how are they going to read that? Well, when they're stuck in the cake, you can read it. So, Val, and then we're very appreciative of everyone's help in coming together. So, I don't know, do you know about how many you had that evening?
I think about 30 of the total, I think.
When I stopped in, there was a good group over here who was reminiscing.
Yeah, and I think there was like 6 or so left. I know Val took some too for the board members
Okay,
as well.
that was nice.
So,
Great job.
just, it was something.
It was a nice gesture. I appreciated
Yeah.
that. Okay, you want to go on down then to
Yes,
the fire
for the
district, please?
Northwest Hancock Joint Fire Districts. Chief's report was 6 runs and no mutual aid. And at this point in time, there was no new member updates. And it was noted that under old business, the new fire truck 112 is covered under their insurance with PEP, and the title was obtained on 8/19 of 2025. And training is in progress with the truck. We cannot put the truck out for service until the training is completed, and the ladder stuff was arrived there at the fire station and was also put on the truck. Other than that, I mean, they're just going through normal stuff and trying to get their training and everything in, so we can get that new truck in service.
I know that the Macomb Community Partnership was appreciative of both the PMP and the fire for the Touch a Truck Day at their little farmer's market. So thank you. Any questions for Mike on fire? Sarah, cemetery.
Business as usual, nothing new to report. The next meeting is November 18th at 5:45. I just sent the meeting minutes to Melanie.
Okay. Oh,
So she has those.
thank you. Tyler, you have planning and zoning?
Mid zoning back on the 17th. We reviewed 3 separate permits for roof mounted solar equipment. Committee saw no issues with those, and we approved those that night. While having that meeting and looking at stuff, there's a few changes that we may need to make to the zoning code regarding solar equipment, whether roof or ground mounted. And I'll work with Greg and the group to solidify those changes in the coming weeks. I think Greg was maybe going to reach out to you. If he hasn't, maybe we'll on changes or modifications to solar equipment in the zoning code that you might recommend for Finley or from Finley.
Well, also, I believe Village of Van Buren through Ed May, they address those solar panels as well too.
Okay.
So remind me or send me a note or whatever, we can look at what they did. I think it was something very similar, ground versus home.
Yep.
Yeah. Because our ordinance on the ground mount is pretty,
Could be better.
yeah, it's open for improvement.
And Van Buren wrote theirs not just on themselves, but through their engineering firm, Bowling Green. Lost track of who that is, but they have some expertise in writing that, and you can certainly jump on board.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the planning and zoning meeting minutes for September 17th.
Second. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Stenhofer?
Yes.
Mrs. West?
Yes.
Mrs. Potts?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Yes.
Okay, under old business, the first item is the CRA. And in your packet, you have a letter, it's on page 22, no, wrong page,
20?
20. That Mr. Herr sent to us after the school board had met. Two components to it, basically. School board said no to the CRA for Joe, no percentage. And then they did suggest that council consider forming a small committee to review some of the items that were listed in our current CRA. I sent an email to Rob after receiving this and a copy of this letter. One of the things I wanted to know, if we have a certain time frame from the time we received this letter that we have to respond with. And you and Matt had discussion and did not feel there was a timeline there. However, it does state that we have to respond within the same year that they request that that building is finished. So I would say he requested that in May, so in 2025, this council will have to decide how they would like to proceed with that. You can jump in. You had discussion with Matt a little further.
Well, yeah, Matt's our local expert, so to speak. CRAs are very difficult when you start getting into problems of one side versus the other. I guess if some of there might be a denial or what the petitioner applicant wants to do, but I mean, there's a couple issues here. One is that this is a very small abatement issue, and one of the issues that the school raised, which really isn't an issue, was that it appears in the village's CRA that he would have needed to apply and seek approval prior to any building or remodeling, which he did not do. That's an issue. And the school raised an issue that the Ohio Revised Code says something different than that. Well, that's fine, because the village or a city is allowed to have their own requirements as well. The requirement for the village will be applied for beforehand. That may make the whole decision to a developer. If I can't get that abatement, then I can't do the project. He did the project instead of seeking the abatement. Matt Cordonier, when I talked to him, says he to some level or degree would provide guidance to the village if this was a continued issue on this particular situation. But I mean, the CRA the village has says the application process is what it is under the Ohio Revised Code, and our terms were that it would be done before the remodeling or construction, and he didn't do that. So I don't know where the village wants to go with it, but you know, can't help you. There, I mean, that's what it says. I mean, I don't know if these folks use a lawyer to review.
That stated that, but he didn't see it as an issue. But if we're going to go against what we have written, then we're going to be the ones with egg on our face.
Yeah, we need to have this locked in, so it's
It's currently written, it has to be applied for before construction starts.
Correct.
Yeah, that's in section 4 of your CRA. Period.
So until we amend that,
If you want to.
I mean, unless we don't amend it, or.
well, I think we need to stick.
I think you'd
Sure,
want to
that's
know
what I
what the
mean.
project is before you.
But I mean, we can't change our vote now if it's written, like it doesn't make sense to say, yes, we can do it now, even though the
No.
rules are written.
Yep.
I will say, I feel that timing is at a very, very poor with what the school would like to do.
That was my concern I brought up at that one meeting I
Right.
attended with the school.
And
board
I
was-
also stated, we may not be having as much of discussion if he had started with this downtown building.
And understand that going down the road, or in this particular case, if the school denies or disapproves of the CRA petition application, all that changes is what the village can allow for the tax reduction. And I believe that maxes out at then 50%. It could be 10%, 25%. The school could say, we deny, but we would allow 30%. There's a lot going on here,
Yep.
but that hasn't happened. That's not what the school wants. You still have the issue of him not applying beforehand. I mean, in my short term with the city, those CRAs are very complicated, but every one of them is, you're coming beforehand to say, this is our project. Hell, you might not even approve of the project, much less give them an abatement, whether it's 100%, 50, 40, 30, 10, 20. You may not do it. You don't do the project and then come backwards and say, oh, no, I want to take advantage of that. That's problematic for the applicant, not so much for the village or city. So I don't know where this stands, but that's.
But on the other hand,
What
it
is-
is difficult because, as many of us know, you start a project and it does increase, and based on ours, you're supposed to look at those numbers, which he did provide numbers. Yeah, but you would have to go with what he first said, so he was gonna build it for, I don't know, $999,000. So he wouldn't have hit that threshold of $1 million, but he said he did hit the $1 million. I think it was $1.3 million. You can join in, Glenn.
Okay.
You've been through it.
Is there other things that are like there's a sentence in here about language that's vague, outdated, or open to misinterpretation. Are there other big ticket items that fall under those categories?
So ultimately, I will say that the timing of it is not ultimately why we denied
Okay.
it. I will say it's more of the latter that you pointed out, which is the timing for us with where we're going and what I heard and what others have heard in the community as far as what we have going on was going to be severely problematic for the school. The vagueness, I think, for us is, one, you're asking for him to submit that before, but then the second part of it, there's a part in there that says you have to also say what your stated expenses are. Is that just an estimated expenses and then you follow up later? It doesn't really clearly say that in that policy.
Doing it afterwards allows you to actually evaluate real cost.
I agree with
Because
you.
budget and price and cost are not the same.
I agree with you on that, and so I think that part has to be cleared up. Are you asking for when they apply beforehand for
Well, I
estimated
think-
costs
I
and
think
then
Rob
follow up
cleared that
later?
up. As far as what the village approved versus whatever the other says, I think ours would trump that. That's what's agreed to. So that the rules are the rules. That's us striking the column against the applicant.
Yeah.
But
And then the other part I think a lot of the board members were concerned about is so that this can be done right now, there's actually a couple other parts. One, it can be done for basically anybody that wants to add on to a house or along that thing. Is it going to end up creating sort of a Pandora's box that, you know, all we're going to get done and looking at is CRA after CRA after CRA. So that was the second point.
I couldn't see that happening with somebody's house
I-
and spending over $1 million.
Well, it doesn't have to be $1 million though. It could be just a brand new build for 300,000, right? If I remember right.
There's a threshold.
There's a threshold.
There's a threshold. It's not $1 million though. There is a lower
There's a
amount.
lower one because
so that would have to be an improvement to a house, or?
It could be-
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty substantial amount for an improvement to a house. We have to acknowledge that.
Yeah. And
My
then
only opinion on this, and I wanna be honest.
I think the CRA needs to be reviewed.
But yeah, but if it was any other applicant, I think there was a lot of bias, and I'm just speaking in my opinion, and I don't know. I think there was a lot of bias involved with this. If it was any other person that built that, would the decision be different? I don't really know. Is it a nice addition to Macomb? Absolutely. The place looks really nice, and there's people living in our community now that maybe weren't before. So, I just wanna say, like, who's gonna apply later and think, who did I upset on that group 5 years ago that's gonna say no to me? Or I didn't do this right along the way, and we have to be mindful of that. Because I don't know the CRA that you guys approved allows for you to just pick and choose. I think that, and if you do, personally, I think that's wrong. Yeah,
Well,
I think that's.
personally, I'm not against CRAs.
I
mean,
think that's, I think.
but for me, the timing of it for us couldn't have been any worse. I mean, because if
I had a
it,
question to ask. Can you explain
if-
that more? I don't understand what you.
so
I'm
if
not
we're
being-
planning on asking for a new school build, and we're going to have to put up a levy within the next year,
You're right.
if I have 100 people or even 50 people out of probably I talked to 80 people, okay, and actually it was more, it was higher than 50, but every one of them said, and it could be the reason that you're saying, if you guys approve that, I am not going to vote yes for the school levy. For me, that sort of makes it very difficult because I'm representing my constituents. And I cannot take a chance
I
of
think a
that
lot of
school
that's
levy.
because of the person, though, Lorna, I really do.
I don't
Right or wrong or indifferent,
Right.
I think personally that is sad.
I agree with some of it.
For our community and the future of the community, I think that's sad.
For
But
me,
I-
I gotta guarantee the school though.
That's
In
the
the
big
position
picture.
that I'm in, I gotta guarantee the school.
That's my point, is I agree with Tyler's opinion on.
So,
the
let me ask.
situation,
Go ahead.
No, but I think it's also the timing. We're council members, the school still sits within our council, within our village, so we have to be mindful of that. You tell somebody you're giving somebody a tax break over here, but hey, we need money over here, they don't care how much of a tax break you're getting, it doesn't matter, you just hear tax break. So, that's my opinion on that.
Was there ever a determination on the yearly break he was looking at? I forget the dollar figure, I apologize.
We did a quick guesstimate, I mean,
Do you
it's
recall-
really not a very big total for the school. I'm not sure what it would be for the town council, but
It's
when
more
I,
for the school than what it is.
when I look at it, it's not much, quite frankly, for,
What's a figure you can throw out for me that I could digest?
we were talking somewhere probably between 10 and 20,000. I mean, it wasn't something that was humongous by any means. But it's the perception, just like
Not only
she
that,
said.
and with the whole CRA thing, Tyler, it affects more than just the school and the village. It affects your fire, your PNP, your library. So if you approve these CRAs for situations where they're bringing more people in, then your PNP, your fire, they all
Is
have to
it
respond.
proportionate by
They
a
have to
percentage
respond
somehow, though?
to
Or
more
is it-
people
how does
with
that work?
funds that they're already strapped and
The pie
something else.
for the village, or this area,
Is all,
for our fire department, and, you know, it's all broke down in pieces, right?
okay.
And the PMP is a
Right.
very small slice. you
School
know.
district's a larger, obviously.
Yes, school district has more to,
But with our PMP, they're already strapped, you don't
Oh,
wanna,
I
you
know,
don't wanna
right?
take anything away from them.
But-
I don't disagree.
so the other question is, so just, you know, for 10,000 foot view, so we come to the school to do the levy and the vote. So you deny it here, but what happens if it goes to the school to levy and that levy doesn't pass? Then we deny him again?
Well, are you talking about a future project, or?
Yes.
Each one's gonna be a little bit different potentially, I think. That's the way I read that policy.
That's why I think
agree
it's-
with that.
it's on a
I
case by
agree with
case
that.
basis.
It's
It just depends.
case by case on what you're
Yeah.
bringing to the village, and timing is part of it, no matter how you look at it.
I mean, the third component is exactly what you said, is that the library and others were not represented a little bit, so. For those reasons, the majority of the council felt strongly of denying it at this time.
The original intent when it was set up was to try to get some businesses to come to Macomb.
Yes.
There really was not a lot of discussion about housing, to be honest.
One comment that they're gonna bring in a lot more revenue, right? I mean, then wouldn't that be a bigger cut out of their bucket? I mean, or am I wrong with that?
I'm sorry, for what?
Like if the business came to town, it seems like we were just talking about the reduction to the school and to the other entities that they're gonna, a business is gonna even take a bigger cut of the pie.
I think if you were to ask like a year ago, it'd be different, but it's because it's within the year that we wanna go for a school levy. I think that's the only reason it's even considered or being so
It's
hard.
not helping the answer be yes. It's not helping the answer, case by case means you have to take account of what else is going on at that specific time. And this specific time, the school situation is a big one, a big part
Right.
of it. And then you throw in the other things that are struggling, PMP, fire, library, not saying they're struggling, PMP is struggling, that's a public thing.
Yeah.
We don't want anything that takes away from that as is.
The library funding is a little bit up in the air as well.
Yeah, and library funding.
So
got
we're
cut,
not
too.
talking large pieces, but again,
No.
you take it back to, we're gonna go for a levy for a school, it's within our community, but then we're over here giving somebody a tax credit. So, the perception, and the people that I talked to about it are the older generation, I guess, and they weren't in favor of it,
And the thing is, we don't need anything that'll,
hinder this.
yes.
If you take the school situation out of the equation though, if I were voting, I would still vote no because of the other entities that it affects that are smaller. And it's housing
I
and
just
giving
have
more
to see what those
population to
numbers are.
respond
I
to
don't know
versus
what
a
they, it seems
business.
like those would be,
But you know, with PMP, even if you're looking at $1,000, if they're just getting, if they're losing $1,000, that affects them. Where I mean, they get down to the penny with things where it's not.
Well, and that, Tyler, what you're saying, that's truly the challenge in this, is that you're trying to come up with a guesstimated number, because nobody can give you accurates, you know, even like when we were trying to figure out the taxes for a building, well, go find a place in Findlay that is similar to that and see what they're paying. And there's just nothing concrete in it. I think we're pretty close, but
So, do this evening and move this along?
To
Or,
approve or deny his CRA.
I'll make a
Pardon?
motion to deny the current CRA that was presented to us.
I second.
any further discussion then? Then Haley, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bengel?
I'd say no.
Mr. Basic?
No.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherry?
Yes.
Okay.
I respect your guys' decision.
Oh, I understand that. There's nothing personal in any of this.
No.
I mean,
Right.
so,
The applicant might feel differently.
well, I understand that.
We all have, I mean, I've spoke to quite a few people regarding the situation, and it is a general, I did not hear one person that gave me a good reason to change my vote.
Okay, the next item we're going to need to cover is the voting for the candidate for Northwest Water and Sewer District.
There's a deadline on this, correct?
Yes.
We have to make this, I think it was September 22nd, for some reason that sticks in my head, but,
You mean
Yeah, we're in October now.
October.
Right, I was like, well,
Yeah.
it's a month.
October.
October 22nd.
actually,
Uh-oh.
they did move it back.
Okay.
What's it up?
October 17th. It was September, but they moved it to October.
Lost a whole month of it. This was just like the end of the week, that's all.
The two candidates, Chuck Latta and Ryan Lee.
Sorry, can you do it as a first choice and second choice?
I think that's okay.
Yeah, we have to do a first choice, second choice.
I mean, I know the feelings and how things are going, and I also agree with, I think we need to look at moving forward and maybe doing some things with the community and doing some outreach to the community, get letters put out there so we can submit things to the Northwest Water and Sewer Districts, and then not only that, get them to come in and do some water testing and sampling, not requesting through Northwest Water and Sewer Districts to do the sampling, but through Wood County to come in and let us know where we are with our water and our quality. But I also think, and I understand where Chuck's at. Do I agree with everything that happened in the past? No. But I would say that I would, nothing against Ryan, but I think we probably have a better odds with Chuck. He has to also deal with the same water that we're dealing with. That's just my opinion. I nominate Chuck. For whatever.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Okay, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bengel?
No.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Wait, I didn't.
I'm thinking.
You want me to come back to you?
Yes. My vote's yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherry?
I'm gonna go with no.
So, did I get that right? 4 yeses and 2 noes?
That's right.
Okay, just let me make sure. So then I will send this in tomorrow with Chuck Latta as our first choice and Ryan Lee as our second choice. Thank you.
I'd rather have the guy that took a bunch of notes than the guy that didn't take one note.
I understand, but at the same time, he is
That was
local.
just an
He
observation.
is
No,
more
I
local,
understand
he's more
what you're saying.
accessible, but if I don't see an improvement in transparency, communication, or him at
You
least.
were right, he only shows up when he's looking for his thing.
And one more chance.
It was brought to his attention.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
anything under new business? Okay, we'll go around. Beth, do you have anything for this evening?
No, I do not. I know, finance committee meeting would be this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have anything at this moment.
Melanie is not planning on being in the rest of the week, right? She told you that today.
Okay.
I do plan to have a discussion here on that in a little bit.
Okay.
Do you want to look at that following Wednesday and see if we can have everything together by that time?
I will not be
Okay.
If you want to still have it, I just will not.
What do you need for this Wednesday? Is there something I can help come in doing?
What if, are you going that whole week, Beth?
I'll be leaving Wednesday.
Okay. Do you want to look at maybe the 20th, the following Monday? Or the 27th, which would have been like when we used to meet twice a month? 27th? 27th? That'll give everyone time to get things together then.
Okay, so finance,
Finance on the 27th?
5:30?
5:30? Thank you. Tyler, do you have anything for planning and zoning?
I don't have anything. I'll double check with Greg. I don't even know if he can make that, but.
Okay. Tracy Herr, if you noticed in his minutes, Tracy did come and observe. She has agreed to be a part of that committee. Joe Jahan has been wanting to kind of step away, so Tracy will be stepping up. Sarah?
Just a question, Halloween trick or treat is on the 31st, right?
Yeah.
We talked, that was posted somewhere.
I saw it.
It's been posted, I still get questions.
Okay.
I did email both Jeremy and Sean today, today. I said, we have council meeting, double check, but still possible the football team could make playoffs. Mr. Herr, well, I'll go with, the loss on Friday all but eliminated us. Funky things could need to happen these last 2 weeks for us to make it very unlikely. And Sean said, Mr. Herr's correct, it looks like we will not have enough computer points to participate this year in playoffs. Thanks for reaching out. Have a great day.
So it's the 31st from 6 to 7:30?
6 to 7:30. It was incorrect in the Courier. We questioned them where they got their information.
Right.
And it was something through the chamber.
They said visit friendly, and then they said information from years past. Then they had to correct me on my time on the website, because I put 7, not 7:30, 2 months ago, and forgot to correct it. I'm like, well, you still had the wrong date either way.
So we will blast that out there. I still get,
Like a separate
I
post.
had a question Friday from Pat Ritter, so I will tell her that we're still sticking with the 31st.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thanks. Yes, it's been.
I don't know why it's been so hard this year.
Is that good for them to do their haunted house? Do we know if they're gonna be able to do that?
I thought Ralph said they were going to.
I think
Because they said a weekend, and I feel like Friday's a weekend, so.
the other thing that I'll add to trick or treat while we're talking about it, I want to say her side, Maker's Pride reached out, and they have always done a trunk or treat down there, and they don't get any traffic.
No.
So, they are going to be in the parking lot
Oh, good.
in front of the water tower,
Good.
and they can hand out there.
It's like
So,
it's just bringing that whole
I
handful.
was gonna say, my kids would be upset, because I didn't have to go to anybody else's house, I would just go out there.
well, they're gonna be there, and she sent a
One
thing
time.
today asking about electric there, if there's any electric,
Oh,
or
they
they need to
do
bring a
right there.
generator, so they must
Yeah.
have.
Oh, yeah, there's
Oh, it's- they do
music,
some
they have
cute stuff,
music and
yeah.
lights and
Rudy
all
was,
that stuff.
the
Yeah.
football announcer has been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's quite
so
nice.
that may help draw in for
Yeah.
the fire station to their haunted
Good.
house. And the extra
They're doing it
half
same
hour-
day?
Pardon?
They're doing it same day?
Yes, they're doing it during trick or treat.
Okay.
Okay?
Huh?
That's where I got my candy.
I thought it was on a different day.
Oh, no, same night, that's why nobody ever went down there.
No, once I remember
Okay,
going.
Tyler, do you have anything? Okay. You're gonna check with Greg for Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mike,
No, not relevant.
Haley,
Just, there's a before council on the November 10th, work for Parks and Rec.
I believe there might be.
That's why I get confused. Sometimes there's a meeting before it and sometimes there's not.
There's, what's it called?
The
downtown
revitalization.
Dang it. Okay, I'll send you guys an email.
Okay.
On the date. Yeah. But no, other than that, just to schedule Parks and Rec for November. And I'll have to get the information from Melanie for pool.
I know you have, Haley had worked up like all of the attendance and everything.
I do have attendance.
Do
We
you have
have
that
all
stuff?
of that,
Okay.
which the financials as far as what we took in at the pool that day, is that on there as well? Or just the number and attendance?
I do have everything that was deposited to the pool water.
Okay,
But I know the water bill this year was a lot.
yeah.
Whatever it was.
We were talking, I think, almost $3,000 a month.
Wow.
Wasn't there a leak with the, Greg and I talked about that at one point, was a leak with
I remember that.
When they run the backflow something or another.
Yeah, him and I can't tell where it was, but I remember talking about that.
They came down, he was pretty upset, and they came down and determined that there was no leak, so. It was with the flushing the backflow.
Our filler kind of.
Plus, we had to fill up every day this year because of the heat and the sun to top it off with evaporation.
You can swim at least a little.
What if, can we maybe get some kind of grant or cover, like a cover for the pool that they can put out when it's not used to maybe help on the evaporation? I know it doesn't help during the day, but leading up to when we open.
Or have a cooler summer next year.
Yeah, that would be nicer.
I like my heat, so. Jamie, do you have anything?
The Friends of the Library Group is collecting donations for our annual silent auction. So if anyone is interested in donating anything, those donations are going to be due here early November. So feel free, anything is welcome for that. I'd also like to call for an executive session for the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of an employee, or the investigation of charges or complaints against an employee or official unless the employee or official requests a public hearing. And I think everyone who is sitting at the table and our student would be welcome to stay if she would like to see the executive session.
Thank you.
I have a question about the library. Do we usually do a full pass for that, or is that something?
That's already been done.
We already voted
I
on
felt
that
like I
early
voted
on,
on
it
it.
checked
I
off.
was
I was just saying, in general,
Okay.
everyone else.
I appreciate it.
What's the donation for?
It is our fundraiser that helps support the children's programs and some of the adult programs. Mainly, most of our money is for expenditures the library needs that they're not allowed to spend funds on themselves, or mainly the children's programs is where a big bulk of our stuff goes.
Gotcha.
That's fine if you want to reiterate.
We will,
I can second that
Okay.
motion for executive.
Thank you.
and then you want to.
Sorry, I jumped into
Yeah,
that question.
so you
Okay,
go into
then
the
you
session.
can call the roll now, and then
You're good.
when we finish our regular, we'll go into that.
Mr. Rumble,
Yes.
Mr. David,
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Gill.
Yes.
Mrs. Todd.
Yes.
Mrs. Sherry.
Yes.
Okay, student committee reports. It's great to have you here with us.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? You're one of our new members, so if you can name who you are, what grade you're in.
I'm Madison. I'm in 10th grade. This is my first year being on the committee.
Thanks for coming.
We appreciate you being here.
Do you have established meeting dates yet, Madison? Like,
I
are you
don't.
meeting once a month, or?
They haven't set anything like
Okay.
Emmy had
Okay.
when Emmy was the president. So that's something that I'm trying to work with them as I'm able to get in touch with them. I know Kara gave me information that there's 2 fundraisers that they would like us to discuss and potentially approve, and you might have a little more insight because she just gave me a list. One of them being the World's Finest Chocolate fundraiser, and she'd like to sell the chocolate bars here through October. And then they'd also like to do a Shirley's Popcorn fundraiser, and that would be from like November to December. So if we have questions about the fundraisers, can discuss, then we can either approve or deny, so I can let her know.
Yeah.
Anything to add for, and I think their main, right now, is they really wanna have another park day event like they have in the past, so they wanna make sure they have the funds available for the bounce houses and all of the things. So I think that's why she's pushing, and a couple of fundraisers that were done last year were kind of minimalistic in funds created, so they're trying to get ahead of the curve.
Those are 2
The chocolate, the chocolate one only through October though, or starting in October?
She wants to do it, they haven't started it yet, they're waiting for approval.
But just
I'll
through
give it
this
2
month,
weeks.
that only gives them 2 weeks if we just do through October.
I think it's whatever they purchase, then they can sell it.
Oh, okay.
Like, they purchase the boxes, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve those fundraisers.
I'll second.
Have you recognized?
Yes.
What made you want to be on the student committee?
I want to be involved more with the community.
Good.
You want to call the roll then? Mr. Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Klein?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheridan?
Yes.
Would you like
Mandy, I
to?
thought Caitlin was supposed to do it. Was she never?
She's on the
Caitlin's
committee.
on it, she sent me a message and said she was babysitting tonight, so that's why she's not here.
Way to go, Haley, know where your kids are.
I wonder why she wanted to go to the park. I apologize for her absence, but.
No, that's okay. Well, she did contact me, so in her defense, she did communicate like she was supposed to.
But she didn't communicate with me.
You are getting set of rules, Mom. Will you take that to, your committee and let them know that those fundraisers are approved? Is that okay? The other thing that was brought up at the student meeting that I went to, here this past month, was they are interested in having a t-shirt. It's something we skipped and missed last year. I told them typically that's something that the council would just pick up. They don't have to buy their own. We are still 1 member short, and they're still trying to actively recruit to find 1 more member. So,
Holly still make
She'll
those?
still make those.
Okay. That was,
Yeah, I just volunteered her, but she'll still be.
she was just voluntold by Sarah.
Yeah.
You're pretty good.
It's whoever's in charge of that wants to give me a list.
Okay, so what I'll need you to do then is get a list of all of your members, which right now there's 5, and what shirt size that they are. And the quicker you guys can get your 6th, the better. Okay? Alright.
Just email it to me, whoever has it.
okay, thank you and welcome. Under legislative, we have 2 resolutions this evening. Although we voted for that, we do need a resolution for the Northwest Water and Sewer District. So, Haley, you want to read that one?
We have to approve. Oh, she gotta read it first, my bad.
It's a resolution.
A
to insert.
resolution submitting to fill a vacant board seat on the Northwestern Water and Sewer District.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-08.
I'll second.
Six members.
Your way.
6 members.
Yeah, normally there's 6 members is what we have. I told them they can recruit if they have enough interest, we'd probably approve more, but
You don't have to. Roll calls like that.
We don't have to call the roll call for
You can do a
resolution.
voice vote.
Or you can do it. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Nay.
no.
Okay, moving on to the second resolution.
A resolution accepting the return/transfer of a parcel of land. Do I have to read the parcel number?
Yes.
Yeah, there's 4 zeros there, I think. When I was in there.
Parcel number
Or what was it, 3?
41001030308117 from the Northwestern Water and Sewer District pursuant to the terms of a prior agreement approved by Northwestern Water and Sewer Agreement via their resolution number 2016-69.
This requires one reading. It's just a technical matter from the old agreement from 2016, that if the property that was owned by Macomb, given to them, wasn't needed by them anymore, that they would give it back. And this is the discussion that we had about will they still operate the pumps and do the levels and all that, and they are. We have an email that Greg, Like, and I were involved with, so this is just a technical matter. They passed a resolution to give it back. We're passing a resolution to accept it, and we have to.
I'll make a motion for resolution 2025-09.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
The fiscal officer report, there's a fund status on page 23. Very last page. Any questions over there?
And this is as of June, so
That was the last one.
okay.
Okay. Administrators report, Greg left that with you. Itron has been ordered. The lead time is still a year, which is amazing to me, but the First National Bank of Pandora, we did receive a call. They had a team and wanted us to come up with some ideas, so they packed up the chairs at the pool and did some painting for us. Shelter House number 3, final inspection passed. All the leaves are going to go back out to Snively's this year again, which is great for us. We don't have to deal with them other than the guys load them up, take them out, and dump. You may
Back on item 1 real quick.
Which one?
Item 1.
Okay.
So are they, since we are placing the order with them, are they going to support us with any temporary units or anything?
Not to my knowledge. Those are totally out of support. Our current system.
No, I know our current ones are out of support. They still
There's something to
function.
rely on those till lease could end 1 year.
Right. And, I mean,
Worst case, there's only 600 meters to walk around and read.
well, I mean, I'm sure them as a business would have at least possibly one that could be.
And they may. I will say,
They could be
at
borrowed
the
or
time, we were
whatever.
told they were on eBay. People were dumping them.
Yeah.
So if we were really in a jam, that would probably be the place for that.
But the ones we currently have are functional. Okay. But,
Sounds like
and we have 2 functioning ones?
Summertime.
Leader?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we lose one, we probably should start looking at
A replacement.
reaching out to them for something, right? to help us.
They may
Get out of it.
still have some around.
No, I know.
The one time, the one guy,
They just won't support the.
he was able to make a phone call and they were.
Yep. All right.
5's taken care of. Number 6, I'm sure you all read in the Facebook forum, the basketball hoops are gone, and how dare we remove them based on who plays there. They did not read the newsletters, but they have started the new road back to the community center.
Yeah.
It looks like he has met with Don about those trees up front. We're definitely going to need to post more on the website about that, and I'm sure Facebook will be lit up. Pool's done for this year. I did see the leaf wagon out picking up leaves today. Hopefully all of you noticed our parking lot here. I was not out of town when you got rain the other day. Did it drain?
Yes.
Good. You didn't walk in water going to your vehicle? That's good. OPWC, they will be paving, he says the week of October 22nd, so I'm not sure if it was supposed to be the week of the 20th or if they're starting.
He came in today and I had talked to him, 'cause he's like, do you know where the Panther Lanes are? I'm like, I have a map.
So they're gonna start soon
And
anyhow.
he's like, you get calls about a crazy van driving around trying to find these places, I'm like, I know.
So that should be an upgrade to the community. Questions that you may have for Greg that's not on here that, I know we have a meeting on Wednesday and Friday, so he's planning on being in a little bit. He had planned to finish his beans today, and then somebody had asked him to run a few more, so I'm thinking he'll be done with beans this week. The weather has cooperated for that aspect. I'm surprised you didn't have more fire calls with the fields around here.
I know, right?
They're terrible, terrible.
I can't believe how quickly the bees turn.
They're like little BBs this year.
Yeah.
Rob?
Well, just during between meetings, a lot of guidance with the mayor and Greg on questions that are concerning to them that aren't really public. Just received, or I'm going to be receiving some new gas cases to pursue in small claims court. My main question, and I'll probably mention it every meeting, is what we know about what's being done with our cybersecurity. My only concern about that is that the Ohio Attorney General's office and everybody else has provided a lot of templates, a lot of do's and don'ts. The law itself is not complicated, and I don't want to see the village pay, making this up, you know, $5,000 for $100 policy.
Okay.
Because the village of Macomb they're all much more simple than a city like Findlay. I mean, my friends that are the solicitors for Mount Corey, they're like, we don't have a computer, so they, you know, but they have to have something, and it's by July of 2026. It's a ways off. Cities have to be by July 1st, but I still think, and we might want to check with our computer folks, they may have to now have in place a way to respond to a ransomware cyber attack now, even though we don't have a policy in place for training and what we're going to do and all that jazz. But if I can be of any help, let me know,
Okay.
because I get these updates from the state and everybody.
That was just covered at the fiscal officer training I was at last week, and they are looking for the responses to ransomware.
Okay, they did come down and they met, were you with that meeting with Greg, or was that just Greg that day?
I think it was
Just Greg. So I know that they have had a meeting, but that's about as much.
I just don't want to see it cost the village a bunch of money for something that's not
Okay,
a big deal.
we don't want to pay for that either.
But in turn, I would say our computer folks would need to continue to monitor that and any changes in the so I mean, it's this or that, but I just
Okay.
beware.
You can reach out
It shouldn't
to
be
them.
that crazy.
And if the state's putting out a template for it, then it really shouldn't be that
Yeah.
expensive.
For the ransomware, one of the things that was covered is they suggest making sure that there's regular backups. That way your response would be that you just kind of lose whatever up to the last backup, and then you can be like, okay, well, there you go, have fun.
Either weekly or every day.
I was gonna say, it goes off in the middle of the night, doesn't it?
It just has to be listed out nicely for the auditor when it gets audit time. To see.
But I know Melanie herself backs up every day on a flash drive.
For the UAN probably, but as a village as a whole, for any computer, we need to have that.
I don't, we'd probably have to ask them to list someone that's up, backed up, but I know that they do.
But there's all kinds of things. I mean, if they lock you up for making payroll, that has nothing to do with backup, right? I'm not a computer guy, but
Yeah.
that would have nothing to do with backup. It just means you can't function.
A backup will only recover everything that's on your server.
Yeah, that is just your information, but as far as paying your employees or
Didn't
First-
pay out a chunk not too long ago for that
So-
one?
I don't know,
So
but it's.
here's the other fun thing about the backups.
They got
So
more
like
time
if
on
they
their
get
hands
into
than I
someone's
do.
computer through
Smarter than us.
FIS or whatever, depending on how things are set up, a lot of times they're in there a long time before they'll give you that thing, and they'll try to go in and log out all of the other things. So you wanna try to not be flat with your access across the board on the computers. You want different buckets of things.
Anything else, Rob?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Chief?
Mitchell's doing very well.